What's good, family? Welcome back to the channel. So recently, we had watched the Cardi B live, and in that live, she was basically expressing how she was scared for her life because her cousin had a dream that Cardi B's grandma had went to her cousin, and they were looking at flowers, and there was a butterfly that was really standing out, and then her grandmother, Cardi B's grandma, told her cousin to protect Cardi B. And while this was all happening, she had ended up getting like a message from one of her friends talking about how she's praying for her, that she was like heavy on her heart. And then another friend was talking about that she's keeping Cardi B in her prayers. So it seems as if there's a possibility that there can be more things happening spiritually and behind the scenes rather than just the physical right now, because random people talking about how they're praying for Cardi B and then this dream like this. So I had seen a lot of comments that you guys had commented about different ideas of what that dream could mean. We're going to get into those comments. I'm going to read a couple of those comments, and then I'm going to tell you guys what I believe, well, a possibility of what the dream could be that came to my mind. But before we do that, let's go and watch a couple of clips that we had watched before, just for anyone that didn't see it, just so we could catch up on why Cardi B is actually scared right now.
So I before had dreams with my grandmother, right? But I haven't had a dream with her in a long time. But I have a big ass family, right? And usually my family don't have dreams with my grandmother. But let me tell ya, right? So my cousin hit me up like freaking out, and she's like, I had a dream with grandma. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Tell me. So she was just like freaking out. Like, it's like, I don't really want to tell you because like, I just know how you are. And I'm like, okay, like, tell me, like, girl. And she was like, well, I had a dream with grandma. And, like, literally we was like, remember that apartment that she used to live at, this and that? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, we went outside and looked at, flowers. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, she's like, we went outside and looked at flowers, and we looked at butterflies. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's like, and then she looked at me and she said, Rose, protect Belcalis. And then I'm like, okay, tell me more. But she was like, it was just like a blur. Like, she's like, it's like I saw a light. It was just like, it was so bright. And it's crazy because every single time I have a dream with my grandmother, it be bright. Like, you know how people describe heaven? That's how the dreams be. And then she just...
So this is the thing. So the first thing that came to my mind when she had mentioned how they were looking at a butterfly and her grandma had told her cousin to protect Cardi B was MK Ultra programming. And I know this might be a really new thing for like a lot of my viewers watching this video right now, but you guys can do your own research. I pulled up a couple different articles on that fact. It was basically a testing experiment that ended up becoming publicly known that the CIA would do from like the 1960s and stuff to basically control someone's mind. And that's, have you guys ever seen the movie Get Out? We had recently watched Get Out and the hidden truth behind it. And this black dude right here, they were trying to gain control of his mind, and they actually did through hypnosis to actually control the dude. It's a great movie, but in that movie you're able to see how a lot of these people, like black people specifically in this movie, were mind controlled. They were being controlled by their mind, and we know that movies they're not always just completely fictional, all right? And as you guys can see here, we have MK Ultra, but another name for MK Ultra for that project itself is Monarch Project. It's a Monarch project for mind control and a Monarch butterfly. So the symbol for it is a butterfly. That's why it had come to my mind. It was telling her to protect her. And now it's not just the butterfly in itself that made me think of this mind control thing. It's the fact that Cardi B in her past music videos have given so much correlation to this specific mind control, Monarch Project mind control that they do. Okay, and the reason why I say this, I'm gonna give you guys the breakdown now. All right, so as you guys can see here, we have a Monarch slash MK Ultra programming. It's occult symbolism. All right. And basically what the programming is, just to give like a brief overview, it says beta is referred to as a sexual programming, in parentheses, slaves. This programming eliminates all moral convictions and stimulates the primitive instinct. So what this means is that when we're doing something, usually we would have a conviction if it's right or wrong. It eliminates all of that to bring someone to their their carnal, most primitive instinct, as in like a lion. You get what I'm saying? Or a cheetah. So that's basically the object of this specific programming. All right, and that's what we can see in this article right here. They claim it happens to a lot of people. All right, and there's a handler that can be triggered, and they can end up doing any performance or act that the handler really wants through this specific mind control, as it's actually showed in the movie Get Out. All right, you guys should watch this video also. It's actually really, really good after you watch this one, so you guys can get where I'm going with this. And now we're able to see a lot of this symbolism in the WAP music video. This is one of her biggest music videos. All right, and now in this WAP music video, we understand the fact that it's literally talking about, you know, a wet poom poom, just wet pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what it's talking about throughout the entire video. But not only that, the symbolism that it gives throughout the entire video. So we understand, you guys can see like the water flowing from the house. All right, and now the only thing that's wet that's being talked about is the a woman's poom poom. So that's really what the water is symbolizing. So this right here is basically a sex house. I'm gonna show you guys. All right, and as you guys can see, there's water all over the floor right here. And then as we continue in, look how like when it switches into a door, you see how the door, it actually has two cats having sex. Literally like what it was just talking about in this article we just read about the Monarch / MK Ultra sex kitten programming. All right, and this is how it's revealed in this music video itself, because first we have the water, then we have the sex being shown in the room. So that establishes the fact that this house that they're in right now is a sex house. And not only that, let's continue. It shows, now you enter another door. They look at another door and it shows a snake. And we all know that the snake symbolizes the devil, the evil, the serpent. This is the deceiver. This is what brings people to the realm of death, is the snake, by disobeying God. So now this is all shown in this music video. And this is why when it came to Cardi B and this monarch butterfly, this is why that's the first thing that came to mind. Because a lot of people were saying that, you know, that could be an evil spirit within the dream. Like, you can't really trust those, like, at all. But, you know, when it comes to dreams, I always try to interpret them in some type of way. And if I can't, then I can't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just have dreams that we can't interpret. But if there is a dream that I know is evil, like if it's like a succubus dream or a sexual dream, and when I'm awake and conscious, I'm not really participating in that stuff, I understand that's not a dream of God. You feel what I'm saying? But every dream, I feel like we can actually try to interpret just a little bit. So just through this music video itself, we can see the fact that like Cardi B has associated herself with this dark side of things, this occultism, and most likely this type of programming too, because the symbolism is here. The symbolism is definitely here, and this is another part of the symbolism that we can see. Why are they just in a room that's filled with like, you know, it's almost like hypnotic. You feel what I'm saying? Like the swirls. And then you have I don't know what these are called in the back, but it's like a ticking, I don't know what that is. Like basically like a watch. You feel what I'm saying? It almost reminds you of like a brain, or how a brain is wired in hypnosis through programming someone to believe a certain thing. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why I went to like the mind programming. And the main thing that I know about what controls a person's mind, especially sometimes in the industry and the things that they do, is through this specific monarch programming. All right, and this is why it links back to the butterfly. And like if we go to like monarch mind control, you guys can see like it seems as if there's even books on it, like complete mind control MK Ultra. There's some books on how to get out of it, overcoming monarch mind control. It says feedback from therapists and survivors from what happened, yeah. It says angelic defenders and demonic abusers. It seems like these are books. You feel what I'm saying? So this is not like no cap. As you guys can see, it's butterflies. It's monarch. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I had thought about when it came to the butterfly and her grandma, and that voice from her grandma telling to protect Cardi B. Because Cardi B has come out recently, you know, kind of like defending, you know, the child that was basically instructed to suck Dalai Lama's tongue. Where I watched that video also. So it's a crazy, crazy world. And Cardi B actually spoke out on that. Which is like, I don't know if she did that just for clout, or she did that because she has some type of moral conviction to let people know that this right here is completely wild. So That's kind of like that's my take on it. But let's continue and hear what else she has to say.
Told me that, and it's like, ooh, that shook me, because like that really shook me. But it's like, then I told my mom, and then my mom started freaking out because my mom is really superstitious. So she's like, and I'm like, you know what? I have to be more positive, because if she told that to my cousin, maybe it could mean a couple of things. Maybe it means like if they were looking at flowers and butterflies, it could mean like new beginnings. Or maybe we had my cousin had that dream because my grandma just wanted me to be like a little closer with my cousin. But I'm trying to see the positive of it. But then I started kind of like freaking out, because I could just tell like my mom is like a little freaked out, like, we gotta go to church. And it's like, Mom, please.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
let me see if I could put the picture. I don't want to post too much. But it's like a...
This is basically where she's just talking about how one of her best friends had texted her in a way that that her best friend never really texted her. It was more like heart and saying I pray for you and things like that.
So weird, because I take this...
But I want to show you guys one other part.
I take this... Is it like new beginnings, like, or is it like God telling me, like, it's like God like loves me and protects me, or is it like, I don't really want to say what I'm thinking, but it's it's freaking me out. It's kind of freaking me out, but then it's just like, is it like God gonna send me like blessings my way or something? Like, it's like...
So this is the part like where we all recognize the fact that Cardi B was holding back her tongue on what she believes it could possibly be, because she keeps going how she believes that it could possibly be like God gonna bless her or new beginnings, you know, like the really, really positive side of things. And when it came to like the negative side of things, or the part that she didn't really want to think about, but she had it in her mind, she didn't want to speak it out loud. And I believe this is because she understands what she's done in the industry in itself, and she's understand like the agenda that she's been pushing, especially just through her music itself, like the WAP music video. Like, you literally have "There's Some Whores in This House" playing throughout the whole song. Like, that's the instrumental, and we do understand. Well, I understand that just through that alone, like, even if you don't consciously hear it, just listening to that song is going to be programming your subconscious mind to start to operate and behave in that type of manner, and just go deeper into your flesh, so you get further from your spirit and actually living out truth in life. You feel what I'm saying? It's basically bringing you to the realm of death to indulge in those type of things. And I'm pretty sure she is aware of that. You get what I'm saying? And this is why when it came to the negative side of things, she didn't really want to mention it. But she understands that it could be that side. So I feel like in a situation like this, in almost like any situation in life, we could always just use it to get closer to God. Because she's mentioning God. You feel what I'm saying? She's mentioning God and blessings and things like that. So she has some concept of it, but she also does have like a convicted conscience. And I could see that right here. We could see it just by the way she doesn't want to mention it.
Is it like... Or is it like new beginnings? Like, or is it like God telling me, like, it's like God like loves me and protects me? Or is it like, I don't really want to say what I'm thinking, but it's it's freaking me out. It's kind of freaking me out, but then it's just like, is it like God gonna send me like blessings my way or something? Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Okay, it's like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's just like, it's too much. But anyways, all right, whatever. Like, that's just all if you're like one of those people that are like superstitious, or like y'all one of those people that be having dreams and like shit actually be coming true.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It could definitely be God calling her. Like, at the end of the day, we don't know the exact reason behind the dream. That dream was not given to us. That was given to her cousin. And I don't know what type of interpretation her cousin's going to do with it. I don't know what Cardi B is going to do with it. But she does have some sense of, like, it could possibly be God for some sort of reason. And I would just hope that she knows that the way to God is through Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure she knows that, because that's what church is. Like, church mentions Jesus a lot. And like I said, the only reason why I went to like the complete dark side of things, like when it comes to the monarch programming and like the mind control thing. Like you guys are, I already showed you guys all that. The only reason why I went through that because I see the symbolism that's given through her music videos in herself. So this doesn't exactly mean that she's fully indulged in what she was in 2020. She could, I don't know where she's at, you feel what I'm saying? But this kind of shows that she was once indulged in that evil side of things. You get what I'm saying? With all the satanic imagery from the snakes, from the sand showing that it's end times here. You get what I'm saying? That's what the sand represents. You only really get sand in a room when it's end times, like Call of Duty and war. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a lot of symbolism with that. And then you have the symbolism right here showing like mind control. And then this symbolism right here, I didn't get to this one, but I could also show you guys this right here. How, first off, she's wearing the kitten, the kitten pattern, which also says right here that you can find this. It is the most visible kind of programming, as some female celebrities, models, actresses, and singers have been subjected to this kind of programming. In popular culture, clothing with feline prints often denote kitten programming. You know what I'm saying? So it says it often does. It's not saying every single time. You get what I'm saying? Not every single time we look at a celebrity and they're wearing that type of print, that does not mean they went through that. But it's often, though. And putting it into context. So like in this music video right here, we put things into context. We understand what's going on in this house because it was shown through the tigers. We understand because like the floor was flooding. We understand what's being represented as wet in this music video, putting into context with the title of it. And now Kylie Jenner is walking into another room with this kitten programming, and this right here is just, you know what I'm saying? It gets to here, you know, and this is the thing. She's also wearing it. So she could have also been subject to this type of programming, which the symbolism is this feline print and the monarch butterfly. All right. And now we're in a room where the programming could have possibly taken place because we understand what type of house this was. So it's crazy to think about. You feel what I'm saying? But things could be put together. This was just really my interpretation on what could possibly be the case. I'm not saying this is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is the exact thing what it is, but I'm just saying that's the first thing that came to mind when it came to a message saying to protect Cardi B when there was a butterfly shown in that message. And yeah. So that was really my interpretation. If you guys want to see what other people were saying in the comments of what it could possibly be, you guys can go to this video right here. The first video, Cardi B scared for her life after spirit visited her in her dream, and like what other people possibly believe. You know, there's just like so many different interpretations of what it could possibly be. Hey, you know what I'm saying? There could just be a whole lot of different interpretations, y'all. So comment down below what you guys think about this video right here. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one the same way you're going to catch me in the next one. Peace. Love ya.